Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, 3rd of August, 2021. Welcome to Hindsight, episode 20, where we learn to be a better trader. Today, we're going to take a look at just 4 stocks. I only ended up trading 2 today, and we're going to go through PAB to start off with. PAB, some terrible news. Match short, 4.2. Positive surplus, but it dropped so quickly I didn't have time to cancel my order, right? In the final maybe second and a half, it just went from 4.4 to 4.2. Well, it was like, whatever, okay, that's some pretty strong selling, so it might not end up being too bad. Ended up dropping to 4.1 and just bailed out at 4.2 for break even. So scratch, it didn't do the drive down that I was hoping for. And eventually it closed at 4.0, but that's not the point. I want money in the first opening, I guess, half hour of price action. And really, it didn't come after 15 minutes. It stagnated, so I bailed. The next one was Zip. I missed out on this one, but Jesus Christ, this was a momentum trader. When you think about it, a firm was up overnight really hard. I think it was like 16% overnight for a firm in the US. Square, so SQ in the US, was also up significantly on the takeover offer of Afterpay. So all these things combined, you know, last night and then today follow through. There's a strong positive sentiment. We've got a big gap up on Zip, followed by a sell-off. I wasn't watching the tape for this one in the morning, but I did end up spotting this and just not taking it because I was watching a couple of other trades. But this was the opportunity here, and really it's the retest. You've got both VWAP and the opening horizontal range, so you've got a break, retest, and then a continuation. So that was an opportunity that was missed, and unfortunately was the best opportunity for the day. It was a carry-on from Afterpay's takeover yesterday, which, as you can see from Zip, had a big gap up, sell off, and consolidate sideways before making the decision to carry on today. So a lot of opportunity there, and at no point, literally no point, there's any sell signal at all, except maybe at 795. That's like the biggest pullback of the day, and it was only 10 ticks. So monster move today on Zip. And then we've finally got a break here, and then it looks like it instantly recovers, and it just dicks about here. It consolidates. One massive seller steps up and just sort of kills the action and momentum a bit. But look, it's a really good trader today. Didn't manage to get it. PAR was another one that I noticed moved quite strong, but again, didn't trade this one. This was just a missed opportunity here. I read the announcement. I honestly didn't think too much of it, but it seems like the market had, I guess, a different opinion to me, but that's okay because I did end up trading CCP. So what we have is the opening range here. And took it long, saw this candle pump to the upside, and added on as it reached this level here, and then the second it broke, because it was both VWAP and the opening range horizontal, ended up closing it out and shorting it on average of 29.61. So just before that candle here, just closed it out as quickly as I could as it started to sell off. Both closed my long and opened the short at the same time, because it is fucking terrible to have this shoot up and not continue its rally to the upside. So up, break, and then of course this broke like nothing was even there. Nothing held this up at all. It just straight through smashed down, and on okay volumes, oddly enough, that it wasn't really that strong. And of course closing price, there's a little bit of action here where it fails to bounce, right? So don't get caught in the habit of trying to catch a bounce. I think that's fucking tragic. Anyone that tries to catch the previous closing price, the horizontal, it's not worth doing. On Catalyst News, it's not worth doing because you'll get mauled. Look at this. What's that? That's four candles where it refused to bounce after a monstrous non-stop sell-off from $30, right? 30 to 28. Let's just call that 28.50. That's 150 ticks of just non-stop red, and that is 25 ticks of a little bit of green, right? And then it just grinds here for 4 minutes. Yeah, there's no bounce to the upside here. It's terrible. There's going to be even more selling. So what happens? It cracks, it grinds, it cracks. And I ended up selling out, oh, sorry, not selling out, I'm closing out my short position around here when the price action just stopped. Like, you know, cracking the previous day's close and not continuing was, I don't know, it felt a bit weak. And then eventually, you know, big seller stepped up, pushed it a little bit further, but I was happy to catch the vast majority of the move from 28.61 average into 28. I don't know the exact number, 28.40-ish. is when I closed it out. So really happy with that. There was another opportunity that I did miss, and that was the VWAP test. So I just missed out on that one by a couple of ticks. I was waiting in queue, didn't get there, and that's pretty much it really. There was an opportunity to make an extra maybe 50 ticks or so. And then there was AIS. Now AIS was interesting because the resources, the drill results looked really good. So if I bring up AIS and we go to the document, I mean, these grades are fucking stellar, right? 61 meters at 5% copper. So for those of you who don't know, 5% is a stupidly high amount of copper as a grade. And of course, 61 meters is delicious, and it's shallow as fuck. 44 meters, you can basically dig it with your hands at this point. So easy open pit mine for these kinds of grades. They're just absolutely stunning. 12 meters, another big decent intercept at 11%, which is just unheard of. And of course, this looks more like a normal high grade result, 20 meters at 3% or something like that. Even 3 is really high. So the results were really good. The market cap is now sitting at 535 mil. So every tick matters because this has 2.2 billion shares on issue. So, this was a bit of a grind. I was contemplating waiting and not entering on the match at 23, but I figured the news was so good. My mentality was just buy at any price. Just buy the fucking thing at any price. And we saw a dip down to here at 22.5. Then there was a 4 mil order at 23, and then a 2.5 mil order at 23.5. So massive orders stepped up on the order book, and they just got fucked up by this one buyer. It's just like, yep, see you later. Really good to see. That's pretty much what I was waiting on. It looked really bad on the order book, like really, really fucking bad on the order book to see those massive orders pop up on the ask, but wasn't shaken, held my resolve because ultimately it was the fundamentals that mattered. And even though it's a $450 million company at the time, I still think those grades were worthy enough of pushing the stock further. So ended up holding most of my position. I tried closing it out at 24.5. It just, the bots in the final second of auction ended up closing some out at 24, but hold the majority of the position for tomorrow for overnight. And we'll see. I'll try and probably match. I'm looking for 25.5 cents, but we'll see how it goes. This probably should be a swing trade, but these types of high shares on issue, 2.2 billion shares, these things move so fucking slowly. If we go to I think it was MGV. I keep bringing this up as a good reference because even though MGV had fucking world-class drill results, this is how long from the very first drill result it took to get from 25 cents to 85. This had billions of shares on issue, and it's just it serves as an example as to how long it can take to recognize its full value and potential when you've got high shares on issue. It's just such a grind. I mean, that's start of June to end of July, so that's 2 months of just grinding to the upside. Yeah, I think that was 100 mil market cap to about 400 mil from memory off the top of my head, maybe 350, but it is a multi-bagger. AIS is not a multi-bagger, but the same sort of thing applies, right? It's going to grind its way up. So the target is 25.5 for me. So that's pretty much all she wrote. And if you enjoy the content, please hit that sub button. Otherwise, leave a like, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.